All right, today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to learn how to think like a hacker. Now, don't worry, we're not breaking any laws here. We're diving into the world of ethical hackers, the good guys, to see how they find security flaws before the bad guys do. It's all about protecting our digital world from the inside out.
So when I see the word hacker, what pops into your head? Probably some person in a dark hoodie, right? Furiously typing code to break into a bank. But honestly, that's just the Hollywood version. The reality? It's way more methodical, more strategic, and frankly, a lot more interesting. It's less about a sledgehammer and more about finding that one window someone accidentally left unlocked.
You see, in cybersecurity, you've basically got two sides of the coin. On one side, you have the black hats. These are the malicious actors, the ones out for personal gain. But on the other side, you have the white hats. These are our heroes, the ethical hackers. Companies actually hire them to find vulnerabilities before the criminals can. They use the exact same tools and techniques, but their whole goal is defense.
So, what are the rules of this digital game? I mean, what are these ethical hackers actually trying to protect? Well, it pretty much all boils down to three core principles. And here it is. This is the bedrock of IT security, the CIA triad. No, not that CIA. First, you've got confidentiality. That's all about making sure your private data stays private. Then there's integrity, which means making sure that the bank balance you see is the real balance, that no one's messed with it. And finally, availability. That just means your favorite streaming service is actually online when you want to use it. Pretty much every cyber attack is an attempt to break one of these three pillars. Now, to test these pillars, every hacker, good or bad, follows a very similar roadmap. These are the 5 phases of a hack. Think of this as our journey for the next few minutes, from gathering intel all the way to slipping out completely unnoticed. Let's start at the very beginning. Long before any code gets written or a single system is touched, the hunt for information begins. This phase is called reconnaissance.
Yeah, this first phase is all about stealth. A hacker acts like a detective, piecing together clues about a company, its employees, the tech it uses, its network layout. They're literally building a complete map of their target. And the craziest part? Most of this is done using information that's already out there for the public to see.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? With nothing more than Google, some social media sleuthing, and public records, a hacker can learn a scary amount about a target. It's not about complex coding at this point. It's about knowing how to find information that's basically hiding in plain sight.
Okay, so once that map is drawn, it's time to start probing the defenses. This is the scanning phase. This is where the hacker shifts from just passively watching to actively investigating.
This analogy is perfect for the scanning phase. Hackers use automated tools to check a target's network for open ports. These are the specific channels computers use to talk to each other. You can think of them as digital doorways. The scanner's job is to go down the line and check every single door and window, looking for one that's unlocked.
At the core of this is something called the TCP three-way handshake. It sounds complicated, but it's really just the fundamental way two computers agree to talk to each other online. It's like a polite little conversation. Scanners cleverly manipulate this hello process to figure out which ports are open, closed, or firewalled, all without ever fully establishing a connection.
And this isn't some manual process. Hackers use incredibly powerful vulnerability scanners, tools like Nessus or OpenVAS, that automatically check systems against huge databases of known weaknesses. They're looking for stuff like outdated software or common mistakes in configuration.
All right, the reconnaissance is done. The scans are complete, and a weakness has been found. Now for the really exciting part, gaining access. This is where the hacker actually breaches the system.
So, how do they actually get in? Well, the vulnerabilities they exploit are often surprisingly simple. A server that someone forgot to update, a small flaw in an application's code, or a service that was left open by mistake. These are those digital unlocked windows. But here's the thing, technology is only half the story. This quote gets right to the heart of it. So often, the weakest link in the security chain isn't a piece of software, it's a person. What we call social engineering, basically tricking someone into giving up information, is still one of the most effective ways for an attacker to get in. And for a perfect, almost painful example, you don't have to look any further than this password. It was found on a critical server during the massive SolarWinds breach. Think about that. A sophisticated global cyber attack was made possible, at least in part because a key to the entire kingdom was protected by SolarWinds 123.
It's just a stark reminder that the human element can undo even the most complex defenses. Okay, so the hacker's in. But in today's world, just getting in isn't the end of the story. The really effective attacks aren't a quick smash and grab. They're all about persistence and stealth. The whole battlefield has changed. This brings us to phase 4, maintaining access. This is where a hacker makes sure they can come back whenever they want. They might install backdoors or malicious software called rootkits. And in today's world, this is more critical than ever. We're not just talking about owning a server anymore. With the Internet of Things, a persistent attacker could have access to your phone, your car, your smart home, basically your entire life. And to maintain that access for the long haul, they have to absolutely nail phase 5, covering their tracks. They'll alter log files, delete evidence, and make it look like they were never there. According to the Open Web Application Security Project, or OWASP, our mobile devices are just full of these risks. Look at some of the top vulnerabilities here, things like insecure data storage. A hacker who covers their tracks well can exploit these weaknesses for months, just quietly siphoning data from your apps without you ever knowing. So we've seen the whole 5-phase playbook, from scouting a target to slipping away completely unseen. In a world where everything is connected and the threats are constantly changing, what is our best defense? Is it a better firewall, some new antivirus program? Ultimately, it comes back to us, to you. The most advanced security system in the world can be defeated by one person clicking on one bad link. By understanding the hacker's mindset, their tactics, their goals, we stop being the weakest link and start becoming the strongest line of defense. So the real question is, which one will you be?